Adding him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Nothing But Net. Nothing But Net. Go ahead.
Across the association in 30 minutes. Welcome to Nothing But Net on the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network, where we discuss the happenings of today's NBA through the eyes of a couple of old heads and one young bull. I am C. Perry II, of course, riding with my main man, the Midnight Rider, and of course, from highly opinionated, the young bull Josh. What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
What's going on, fellas, man? It's a privilege and an honor to be on Nothing But Net.
What's up with the WB today, man? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to call it. I just got to ask.
If you knew what I had to do to be sitting in this chair, you would love the white people.
I mean, I was trying to figure out, was it a flex that we all needed to be on today? You know what I mean?
No. I don't do no flexing on this show, man. This the shows with the OGs. I'm just trying to come in, fit in, and learn from you guys, man. Ain't no flexing going on over here.
Gotcha. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, remember you can catch Nothing But Net Wednesdays, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. The audio version of Nothing But Net is available on Thursdays on all your favorite podcasting platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and iHeartRadio, just to name a few. And make sure you subscribe to the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network on all of your favorite social media platforms. Now, gentlemen, with that being said, let's jump it up.
Let's go, tip ball.
All right, so I know this was part of our discussion a couple of weeks ago, especially as it related to a certain coach out of Chicago, and it looks like Billy Donovan is stepping away, not being fired, stepping away, stepping down, shooting up the deuces, saying it's not me, it's you, bye-bye to the Chicago Bulls. Now, remember a couple of weeks ago, when the Chicago Bulls fired their president of basketball operations, fired their general manager. The owner, Jerry Reinsdorf, said he wanted Billy Donovan to stay, and he wanted any front office person that was going to be brought in, they were to work with Billy Donovan. They pretty much threw the kitchen sink at Billy, and Billy was like, nah, no thanks. What y'all thoughts?
Go ahead, Josh.
So for me, this sucks for Billy Donovan because I thought the job that he was going to take, Midnight, you love this, I thought he was going to be the next North Carolina head basketball coach. And I thought that would have fit him well going back to college. He made Florida into a semi-dynasty with Joakim Noah, Al Horford, Torian Green, Corey Brewer, just to name a few. So I thought he would go back to college. For me, the Bulls, I said this the last time we brought the Bulls up on this show, the Bulls have been a dumpster fire. So Billy Donovan could be the GM, he could be the owner, he could be God. It really doesn't matter. Like if bad organizations get in bad organizations will always mess things up. And the Bulls, if you look at their track record the last 10 to 15 years, whether it's drafting, whether it's signing free agents, whether trades, where you're trading Nikola Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, things like that, and you're not even getting a first-round pick in return. So for me, I look at it as, at the end of the day, Billy Donovan made the right decision. I just wish he would have made the decision earlier. He could have got maybe he could have got a high-ranking college job, or maybe just a slow player. He might take this loss now, wait for certain teams to lose in the playoffs. What if Detroit lose in the first round? What if I'm trying to think of another team what if the Knicks lose, etc. Like jobs could be open if things don't go a certain type of way. So I'm happy that Billy Donovan is getting the hell away from Chicago.
No, actually, it's a great point. I've heard that two places that are actually circled for him are if he's staying in the NBA, the Orlando Magic is a strong possibility with them moving off of Jamal Moses, and also looking back at college, there have been some words about the University of Kentucky.
Mark Pope, yeah, that wouldn't be bad because he was an assistant at Kentucky under Rick Pitino, so that wouldn't be bad. That's a blue blood type of job. So
exactly. And if Billy Donovan's going to go back to college, it should only be for a blue blood job. That's it. Nothing else. I don't care. I don't care if you Indiana State with some cash. Nope, can't do it. Ryder.
You guys said a lot of what I was gonna say. I mean, I think they've been a dumpster fire, like everybody said. I thought it was crazy that you're going to try to pigeonhole a coach onto a GM. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, you can't do that. You got to let the GM hire who he wants to bring in because you're always destined not to work. And you've already done enough stuff in the last few years that show that you don't like things to work out. I mean, you traded players and not gotten the exact amount of return. How many first-round picks did they get for the people they moved off from? You get any? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like we're talking about a league where, I mean, shoot, Mikal Bridges got you 5 ones. You can't get
Desmond Bain got traded for 4 first-round picks and a pick protection.
Thank you. So look, sidebar. I don't ever hear anybody talk junk about Mikal Bridges for 5 first-round picks when Desmond Bain went for the pretty much the same thing.
Mikal Bridges went for 5 first-round picks. That's all I'm saying. Mikal Bridges went for 5 first-round picks. You gotta tell me how that works when and then Chicago can't get a 1 for anybody?
None. No DeRozan, no Vucevic, no Levine, no Kobe White. You got people. You draft these people in the first round. You're not getting nothing for them. Lonzo Ball, nothing. You didn't get nothing for him. Like, you just let him go. They traded Caruso for Josh Giddey. Like, right. You got come on, man. Like, and that actually might be the best trade they did.
That was the best trade they did. That was the best trade they did.
So I mean, it's just, I think Billy looked around the room and realized that he was the smartest guy in the room. And sometimes people tell you they judge you by your crowd. So he decided to get out of Dodge. That's how I saw it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who the next victim in Chicago is going to be. I haven't heard any words yet. No rumored names out there. My guess, if I were to guess, is that a top assistant somewhere is going to get that job. Okay, it's not going to be someone with, with immediate coaching experience. Well, immediate head coaching experience, that is.
I think it depends on their plan, because if the plan is to tear it down, then you're not getting a top assistant. You're gonna get a guy that's going to eat L's. You can get one of those guys that's a marginal. They're a marginal assistant, but they'll be willing just to take a job because it's one of the 30 NBA jobs, and their job is to take on 50 to 60 losses for the next 3 years.
Yeah, you know what would make me laugh my ass off? What make me laugh my ass off is if Reinsdorf calls Tom Thibodeau. That would make me laugh my ass off.
Thibodeau ain't taking that job. You good. I'll sit out. have nothing on my record. Y'all gonna mess
Would-
up my record. They already
would-
think about this. With Tibbs, they think he run the players into the ground. He would run them Bulls, whatever good players they have, he would run them into the dirt.
Would Tibbs consider the job if they gave him the general manager position as well as the head coaching position? The same way that the Minnesota Timberwolves did when they brought him in.
I don't see that because I don't see them doing that. I see them wanting to keep the power structure in place of a GM and a head coach. And then I still think Tibbs, I mean, even if he takes the job, I mean, what is he working with?
Exactly. That's the thing. So
I just think they're in the dead end. And he might as well, if you want to call somebody, call Alvin Gentry. He likes L's. He likes
hell no. Call me. Joshua, I'll come coach. The Bulls. I coach the Bulls, the Pelicans, all them teams. Give me a job. Y'all giving out millions to people that don't want them. Shit, I take them. Give them to me. And I got some good assistant coaches. JG can be an assistant coach. C. Pryor can be an assistant coach. And the Midnight Rider, whenever he in town, he got like 50 million jobs. We got to catch him when he there. C. Pryor, that. We got to have him on the bench.
Look, the last place I'm going to be is on the bench, okay? Assistant coach, nah. Working in the front office is an entirely different story. But
well, listen,
I'd rather shop for the groceries than to cook the meal. Okay, my job wouldn't be to cook the meal. My job is get you the groceries, and then you better hire some sous chefs. All right, so since we are on the subject of a coach that said thanks but no thanks, peace, see you later. Is Steve Kerr's time with the Golden State Warriors, is it up?
I think he gives them one more year. I think it's one just because I think they'll work out an extension with Steph. I think he'll stick around one more for Steph, and then he'll ride off into the sunset. If they weren't talking extension with Steph, I think this would be it. But I think he's on limited time. I think he just it's coming to an end. He knows the end is near. I think one more year would be the perfect spot for him because maybe he can. I don't know if he wants a tour or the team to give him a send off, but I think that would be the only thing I can think of. Wait, Josh.
I disagree. Vehemently disagree. This should be it. That last game in Phoenix, this should be a wrap. Listen, I've never seen a coach get a farewell tour, so there's no reason for him to just sign a 1-year deal just to be around with Steph, just to prolong the inevitable. Midnight Rider and C. Pryor, I'm gonna say Unks. Unks, y'all know this. Dealing with me, I'm not a problem starter. I'm a problem solver. So the problem with the Warriors is, you feel me? They haven't drafted the right people. But more importantly, and I know Steve Kerr is a four-time champion, right? He won two without Durant and 2 with Durant. So he's a 4-time head coach champion. He lost in the final. So he's 4 out of 5 in the NBA. 4 out of 6. They lost to Cleveland in 2016, and they lost to Toronto in 2019 when KD and Clay got hurt. So he's 4 out of 6 in the NBA finals as a coach. For me, I love Steve Kerr. I love what he's done with the Warriors, but it's over. He hasn't developed. They haven't drafted the right players, but he hasn't developed the right players. Look at Jonathan Kuminga. He's on another team now. Moses Moody. What development have we seen? Brandon Przinski. Lord have mercy. I hate when hate is the strong word. I dislike when he plays and he has the ball because dumb shit won't happen. So at the end of the day, like, what young players have you developed? Let me say this. Coaching, and then I'll turn the floor over to you, C. Pryor. Coaching is more than just coaching old veteran players. That's the one knock that I had on when you talk about the GOAT. LeBron needs a certain type of player. He needs a veteran type player. He don't want them young players. Look at what he did with the Lakers. Brandon Ingram was gone. All the rest of them dudes was gone. You feel me? So Steve Kerr has that problem. He doesn't develop young talent. Jimmy Butler, that's fine. You know what you get. Steph Curry, that's fine. Draymond, you know what you get. So to end it, listen, Steve Kerr, you had an amazing run in Golden State. Let's not prolong this one more year just to prolong. Let's go. You go your separate way. I go my separate way. We start over.
Bron had a number 1 pick in his hand by the name of Andrew Wiggins, and he sent him packing. Okay. So I feel you on that. Yeah, Ryder, me and you have laughed all year at the Golden State Warriors because we were like, this is senior citizens basketball.
Right.
Reason why we're saying that is because they're holding on, and keeping the band together to try to get their moves going. But their band is like, okay, at this point, their band is like the Temptations, and you only have Otis, and Dennis Edwards in the group, and everyone else got new legs, but they ain't trained new legs, and they're new legs that aren't, that aren't fully developed to their full potential. Okay, so Steve Kerr in his Sandy Burger role, look the name up, Sandy Burger, in his Sandy Burger role, hasn't done what he's supposed to do to get them up and fully running. It's time for a new voice. It's time for a new era, and it's time for Golden State to catch them L's so they can build back for the future. And remember, this team is being run by Michael Dunleavy. It's not being run by Bob Myers. So it's got to be a time and a place for Michael Dunleavy to build and make his mark with this team. That also should mean we should be seeing the end of Draymond. And as much as I hate to say it, let's Steph go home to Charlotte and finish out his career. Ryder.
You said the name that I was about to get to, Dunleavy. I think he should be done too. I mean, what has he shown in the last 3 years or the last 4 years to help this program advance and become better? They've had prime territory and prime position, but for some reason,
I disagree.
Worked.
I disagree. The only reason why I disagree is
I agree
because
totally with everything you're saying.
Yeah. The problem is Steve Kerr.
Okay.
The problem is Steve Kerr, because Jonathan Kuminga should have been a focal point. The reason why Jonathan Kuminga wasn't a focal point was Steve Kerr. That was the reason.
But not even that. We can go back to the James Wiseman draft. That's my point. Like, all this is just not on. It's just not on one. It's not like when you said Mike Dunleavy. I'm saying. So Mike Dunleavy Jr. He went to Duke. I know that. So I'm very familiar with him. Smart, intelligent man. But the problems that the Warriors had, I can't blame him. That's like, for example, if I gave highly opinionated away to someone else, if I sold highly opinionated right now, they're going to take over from where I'm at. So it doesn't matter what I did. They don't know that. They're just taking over from where I started. So that's not fair to blame Mike Dunleavy for that. That's a Bob Myers problem, and that's a Steve Kerr problem. Bob Myers drafted James Wiseman. Bob Myers drafted Jonathan Kuminga. Now, I don't know if Steve Kerr said the okay, the no, the yeah, the hey, the whole. I don't know. I wasn't there. But the general manager drafted him. The general as you said, Steve Kerr, the general manager drafts the player. It's the coach's job to make the player better. Steve Kerr can make veterans better, but that's easy. I'm like, you have Jimmy Butler, you have Al Horford. They don't need you to get ready. They know what to do to get ready. It's the young guys that need you to build them up. When times are low, build them up. He didn't do that with Kuminga. He didn't build Kuminga up. He tore him down. So
he tore him down. He tore him down.
So for me, I just think we need to blame Bob Myers. We need to blame Steve Kerr. And I just think once this let me say this I'll be done with it. They knew this day was coming. Why you think Bob Myers took a job at ESPN? The man took a job at ESPN for like 1 or 2 years and then went right back into I think he's doing something with the Commanders now.
Yep.
So, bro, like that tells you right there, like Bob Myers didn't want to do what Mike Dunleavy had to do. Let Clay go. He didn't want no parts of that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't just blame. It ain't just Dunleavy. It's the Bob Myers, Steve Kerr, the whole regime. They won championships, but they didn't develop young players. And they said that their dynasty was light years ahead of teams. It never was. You were light years ahead of people because you went out and signed Kevin Durant. I give you that. That's great. But that's not light years ahead. The San Antonio Spurs dynasty, they went from David Robinson to Tim Duncan to Kawhi Leonard to now number one in your program's number one in your heart. That's how you build a team.
And who was in the front office during that period, during a lot of that period?
The great R.C. Buford.
R.C. Buford, but who was right under R.C. Buford?
We talking about Popovich, Greg Popovich.
Steve Kerr.
With the Spurs, he was with the Spurs.
And look, sorry, just a little distraction here because I just saw Wendell Carter get a steal on Jalen Duren and take it in for the dunk. And all I gotta say is, Wendell Carter, don't be Shelton Williams. I'll leave it at that. Sorry, I had to say that.
Oh no, Sheldon Williams off the court was a bad man.
Yeah, he was, man. Yeah, he was. You see the daughter got a volleyball scholarship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. You gotta understand. Yo, nephew. I'm always gonna take time whenever I can find time to always criticize or talk junk about Shelton Williams.
Okay, I got you.
Always.
I mean, that man.
Okay.
That man didn't do his job. He's so bad. He made Candace Parker go to the other side. All he had to do was do his job, do it right, and she would have been right on the right side. But now he put on the left side.
He did his job. He look. He did his job. He was there. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Exactly. But look, let's get off of that. Yo, yes, what has been your thoughts on, because tonight is the last night of the game twos. And right now we've seen 4 road teams win games on the road. And you know the playoffs don't start until the road team get a win. All right. Now, first, let's start with the game that's on right now. Right now, currently, Detroit Pistons are up on the Orlando Magic 31-25. However, the Detroit Pistons, the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, are the ones that are down 1-0 to the 8th seed Orlando Magic, who won the first game of this series. Were you guys surprised that Orlando got a win in Detroit and got a win in Detroit as early?
No, because you said the whole time, and we've said every time we get a chance, that Detroit was the most vulnerable of the 1 seeds. And we didn't know when it was going to be, but we felt like if they got to Cleveland was going to take them out. So we didn't have this big thing of faith built up for Detroit. We were like, all right, it's going to happen. It just gave us the opportunity that maybe it happens sooner, because maybe we said all year that Orlando's been disappointing, but maybe they found something. Maybe they didn't decide to turn on to the playoffs. But that game 1, they played better than they played the whole season. So I mean, now Detroit got knuckled up and figure out how they gonna fix this and take this home. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that I'm surprised that they lost game 1. I'm not surprised that they lost a game at home. And just to emphasize and elaborate more on Midnight Riders' points, at the end of the day, for me, I just looked at Detroit. Who is definitively their second and third option? Like Jalen Duren is a hell of a player, and I had Jalen Duren. I haven't unveiled it yet, but Jalen Duren made my 3rd team All NBA. So he's a hell of a player. But in part of that, he made it. He averaged a double-double, but he was on the number 1 seed. So usually not his work. Number 1 seed get more than 1 player on the All NBA teams out of the 15 spots. So for me, who can the Pistons go to other than Cade Cunningham and be like, we need you to take us there? I don't have faith in Tobias Harris. I never have, and I don't have, and I right now Jalen Duren hasn't shown me he's a consistent number 2 option. So for me, I've been saying this for weeks on Highly Opinionated. I'm gonna say it here. Detroit will beat Orlando because Orlando, cool, they had a nice little season. They whatever. Detroit to beat them. Detroit going home in the second round to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The James Harden. Let me say this because nobody gonna talk about this series because all I hear on TV is about the Lakers. So I guess the Lakers gonna win the championship. Be that as it may. The most impressive team I've seen in these playoffs has been Cleveland. I said this last week. They're not effing around. Game 3, or they'll probably lose one of them games in Toronto. So let's just say they lose game 3 just to make the math right. I can't wait to watch them game 4 because that's going to tell me, is this Cleveland Cavaliers team really ready to compete and go try to get to the next level, or y'all the same old Cavs? I think the Cavaliers going to the conference finals. I just can't trust the Pistons, man. I just don't trust them behind Cade Cunningham.
We've been saying this from the beginning as it related to the Pistons, that I'm with you on Cleveland. Cleveland's looked out of all of the teams that we've seen through game 2, the Cleveland Cavaliers have looked the best. All right. I'll say this is until the Oklahoma City game tonight, but they have looked the best. But I do have to admit, I'm still surprised that Detroit lost game 1. I'm surprised. I'm sorry. You look at last season. You look at them in the playoffs last season, okay? And this is, of course, is where I'm going to hold the pundits' feet to the fire. The same pundits that said that the number 6 seed Detroit Pistons were going to knock off the number 3 seed New York Knicks. And what did they do? They did not win a single home game. They did not win a single home game in that series. And my New York Knicks took them out in game 6 at their crib. So I didn't think the same thing was going to start off that way in the first round, now that you have the number 1 pick, and it did. So yeah, that one I'll say this. That one I'm a little bit shocked of. I'm shocked. That one had me shocked. Denver, Minnesota did not, because these are 2 teams that are battle tested against each other in the playoffs. It's not like these 2 teams haven't faced each other before in the playoffs. So, the Wolves going to Denver and getting a win, I mean, it wasn't no surprise to me. What about y'all?
No, it wasn't a surprise to me. I think that series has 7 games written all over it. I think we all will agree with this. Mm-hmm. Certain matchups you would like to see later on in the playoffs. This is a matchup you would like to see later on in the playoffs. You don't want to see it in the first round. Exactly. So they use this expression in sports when 2 good teams play such a good game. Man, both teams deserve to win. Man, you feel sorry for the other team because they lost. That's what this is.
I agree.
No disrespect to the Thunder and the Suns, no disrespect to the Lakers and the Rockets, or the Spurs and the Blazers. This is the best series. I think your Knicks and the Hawks will probably be the second best series just because of how they match up with each other. But Denver and Minnesota, they have 7 games written all over.
Can I get to? No, Ryder. I need you to speak on this. On the Minnesota Nuggets series before I jump over to the next Hawks.
All right, so I'm gonna be real quick. There's a stat I saw or I read this week where something like the last 30 games between the Timberwolves and the Nuggets, the series is 30-30. I mean 15-15. So that says it all right there. The equally matched team. I think the only thing that had me worried about Minnesota was the runners knee on Anthony Edwards. How much is that going to affect him? We'll see how much it does. But go ahead, let's go Knicks Hawks.
Okay, look, Knicks choked away game 2. I mean, let's be real. They choked away game 2. They scored less than 20 points in that fourth quarter, and that they gave that Hawks team life. They went away from what was working from them, which is Cat should be the best player in this series. Feed the cat and he will bring you. That's what happened in the first game. That's what did not happen in the second game. I saw a little bit of too much hero ball in the last 5 minutes from the former clutch player of the year, that being Jalen Brunson. And that allowed an experienced player like CJ McCollum to come out and have the best game he's ever had in the playoffs. Okay. But Atlanta did everything to take that game too, but the Knicks also helped them out by choking that game away.
Yeah, as far as the Knicks, yeah, they definitely choked that game away. There's no reason why you up that many points. It's just, now, San Antonio was different because they lost their best player. But when you up that many points in the second half and in the fourth quarter, you're supposed to bring that game home. And those type of games, those type of losses are gut crushing, that hit you in the face crushing type stuff. So I think the Knicks, they'll rebound. I think this has a six game series feel. I think the Knicks will win at 6.
Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not down, and the only reason why I'm not down is because same thing happened last year.
Exactly.
They were 1-1 against Detroit and went back to Detroit and took both of those games. Will that be the same thing in Atlanta? We'll see. But and this is also another one of those series where the pundits, have swayed more to the 6 seed versus the 3 seed. Pundits, keep doing that. Please keep doing that. Ryder.
Nah, go ahead. Let's go to the next one. Let's try to get out of this so we can get to Wemby and get out in like 40 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, San Antonio. I like Scoot Henderson, so I was glad that he had a good game. Okay, that this was like a great breakout game for him. However, Wemby going down and being put in concussion protocols, that's the reason why this game went left for San Antonio. And hopefully the series won't go left because of those protocols.
Yeah, I think the note I saw today was the average NBA players in the protocol for 7 to 10 days. And if it goes 10, it's game 7 of this series. So that's going to make it interesting. But they've got enough young talent that I think they can fight this off. Because if Scoot Henderson gives you 30 a night, then you just go kiss your kids when you get home and tell the wife it's been a nice run. You know what I'm saying? We had a good run.
Yeah, I think the Spurs, obviously game 2, I think they were shell-shocked. He fell down to the ground. He was woozy. He tried to get up. So all that stuff happened right in front of him. So I think the emotion of that, you obviously going to care about your teammate more than the game. I don't care if it's now NBA Finals game might be a little different. But the first round of a playoff game, when you think you're going on a long run, you're like, okay, whatever. So for me, very disappointed watching them lose that 15-point lead. I know how good Victor Wembanyama is. I was on an island by myself last year, said he was a top 5 player. Now the island's so damn packed and covered, I don't even got space to stand. So I got it. I got you. But I know how great he is. The question is, how great are the others? The De'Aaron Foxes, Stephon Castles, the Harrison Barnes, the Devin Vassell's, the Carter Bryans, those type of guys. I'm sure I know I'm missing somebody. Dylan Harper. I think the Spurs will be able to muster up at least one win in Portland. At worst, they'll go back to San Antonio 2-2. But I think this young, up-and-coming San Antonio Spurs team, they played without Wemby. They've never played without him in that type of situation with him getting hurt like that in the middle of a game, but they played without him. I think game 3, Friday night, 10:30, I'm going to give Amazon a shameless plug on Prime Video. I think you guys will see something special. I like the Spurs to win game 3. win game 4, bring it on home, win game 5. And as far as Wemby not playing in the next 10 days, I'm gonna just say this. You said normal behavior for NBA players is 7 to 10 days. Victor Wembanyama is not normal. That's the problem with thinking of normal when you see him. He's not normal. So with that being said, I don't think it'll be 7 to 10 days for him. I think he'll be back.
No, I get that, but the protocol states so it's at least going to be 7 games. All right, he might be good after 4, but he's still going to have to sit out those 7 to 10 days. At least 7 days. And I mean, I'm kind of with you on that. I think San Antonio is going to be fine. I do. But this just this to me, this just keeps what could have been a sweep, not a sweep.
Yeah, it makes the people in Portland happy because you get 2 games there. It gets the Spurs management happy because you get another maybe 2 there because you may go 7 or it may go 6. So from a money side and the gate side, we good.
Yeah, everybody wins. Absolutely.
Yeah, we Gucci, baby.
Yeah, we are good. No, C. Perry, I want to give some love to a guy that you gave some love to, Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson was drafted number 1. I mean, Victor Wembanyama was drafted number 2. I think Brandon Miller was Wemby was number 1. Brandon Miller was in his draft class, right? He was number 2.
He was in number 2, yeah.
Scoot Henderson was number 3 in Portland. I'm giving a shout out to Scoot Henderson. That draft class is obviously blinded by Wemby. Brandon Miller's playing well. Started playing well. He's not started playing well, but he's been playing well for Charlotte. I'm glad Scoot Henderson is finally getting the credit and the love and putting in that effort and that display of putting in work and putting in practice in the gym. Shout out to Scoot Henderson. I've been following him since he was with G League Unite. So he had crazy bounce. Only question about him was could he shoot? He damn sure could shoot. He damn sure could shoot Tuesday night in San Antonio. Now I ain't never seen him shoot like that nowhere else, but he can shoot his ass off in San Antonio. So for me, shout out to Scoot Henderson, man. Keep putting in the work. Kids, young kids. Watch him. That's how you get better as a basketball player. Keep developing. Keep working on your craft. You're not going to be LeBron. You're not going to be KD, Steph, Kawhi, Wemby. Work on your craft. Work on your game. Keep getting better. The results show when you put in the work. Exactly. Well said. Well said, nephew. Well said.
Did Scoot have a good game, or was he just a byproduct of having Denny Avia on his side?
He had a good game. I'm not going to take nothing away from him. He had a good game. He deserved that. We're going to give that man credit. Scoot, he had 30. 31. He had like 30 to 4. He was cooking with grease.
I'm sorry. That's a shot because I keep hearing all these people in DC keep crying over Denny Avia.
I know.
I just can't do it. I can't.
But you always do that when you see a player get away and shine somewhere else. That's like always. Just be happy that he's shining, and I hope your front office do better.
Yeah,
but I think they've done better. That's the crazy part.
Exactly. And I'll say this: we're both on this. This time next year, when we're doing this first round playoff show, I'm expecting to talk about the Wizards playing somebody in the first round.
Yeah.
Notice I said not the play-in, but the first round.
Oh. I don't want to get off script. So y'all think the Wizards are going to be a top 6 seed next year?
They're either going to be okay.
Preview show.
You want to say that? You want to say that for September? Okay. Let's say that for September. Sorry. Let's save that for the mid-October show previewing the NBA season.
But you on cue.
I will. Let me say this. I don't know if my contract extends past the NBA Finals on this show this year. But I want to be back next year. When y'all make predictions, I want to be right here because I want to hear this. Listen, I'm gonna just let you know now. I think the Wizards will be in the play-in. Now, could that be play-in, playoff? It's one word. You feel me? So I get play-in, playoff, you in, whatever. But I think they could definitely be in the play-in. We're gonna see next month. I think May 10th, May 12th, we're gonna find out. The NBA gonna be on pause that day because they just want to find out what's the order of the draft lottery. So that's the biggest draft lottery in NBA history. I'm telling y'all, it's the biggest draft lottery because this is the last year the draft lottery is gonna be like this. Y'all know that, right? They're gonna change this. They're gonna change the rules for the draft lottery.
And they're gonna be stupid for doing it.
Yes, I agree.
We're having the same conversation we had a week ago. We were talking about the 65 games. I told C. Perry, I know how to fix it. All you do is take the top 5 protection off of these trades and just make it top 10. Or the other way you change it is no matter how, if you finish in the top 5 or the top 8 when the season ends, that's when the pick moves. The pick doesn't move after the lottery. Do it that way, I guarantee you have less and less teams doing what Utah was doing, where they had to make sure they had to be in the top 5 in order to save their pick. That's the only reason they were tanking this way.
Absolutely.
You change those rules, everything else is fine. And think about it, the lottery has worked. Your changes have worked because the worst team in the league
doesn't always get the first pick.
They pick 5th the last 3 to 4 for the last couple years.
Yeah, they don't fall out of the top 5.
Right.
They don't.
But most times Detroit's picked 5th like 3 times in a row.
Yeah, 5th, 3rd, 4th. Like that's. I'm sorry, cut you off, fellas. I just want to say this, and I promise you, I'll shut up. Listen.
Oh, you good?
The NBA, they rank my they piss me off because y'all know this. When you go vote for someone, right? Do the 65 game. When you go vote for someone for an election, you have the choice of voting for this person or this person. That's how this award should be. I don't need no 65 mandate like you need. Oh, you need no, bro. Has Kawhi Leonard been a top 15 player this year? Has Luka Doncic? Yes. Has Luka Doncic? Yes. Has Victor? Yes. We watched the games. We don't need to put in some imaginary rule like, hey man, listen you gotta play 65 games. If you don't play 65 games, you ain't eligible for nothing. But then, hold on. But then, if you Luka Doncic and you can't cut him, they'll make an exception for you. They're not gonna make an exception for Anthony Edwards though. And that man had runner's knee. Like what? Like, come on, man. This is the NBA. Adam Silver, please. Solo shot, Adam Silver. Adam Silver, I love him. Do better. Do better. I can complain about Prime and all that. I ain't gonna do all that. I gotta update my stream and stuff. I got that. I need to update with modern technology. I got that. Do better. You putting people's career and livelihoods on the line because of a 65 game mandatory rule. That's stupid.
And I'm glad you brought up Prime, just so I can just do my little tangent for a second. At the beginning of the season, me and the Midnight Rider broke down the new normal as it related to watching NBA basketball. How the playoffs come along, you still got a lot of people out there fussing and moaning and bitching and moaning about games being on Prime. It's going to be the end of the NBA. You saw the ratings announcement that they had, right?
Yeah, see that.
That this was like the most watched year in a while. Yeah, no, period.
Oh, the season,
period. Yes. Reason being, because of more access to where people watch. Look, and I want to say this, and I don't want to say this like I'm talking to one person, KG, but
you're talking to KG.
Everything doesn't stay the same. You have to adjust accordingly. All right. What's Gucci in 1983 is not Gucci in 1992 and not Gucci in 2007 and not Gucci in 2025, 26. Now, Josh, you are a student of what I am talking about. What I just the years that I pinpointed are the years of what?
You said 1982, 1993, and what was the last year?
1982, 1993, 2007. I think it was 2007. Actually, it might have been 2004, and then 2025. Wait, why did I pick those years?
The draft classes?
Is that the years of each generation?
Kind of. Those are the years of the new media deals.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, think about it. In 82, 83, we went from a tape delay to live. 91, 92, we went from the NBA
CBS,
on
CBS,
oh,
and
the
NBC.
NBA on CBS to the NBA on NBC. In 2004 or 2007, that's when ABC and ESPN became the primary of
The
the
NBA Finals.
the NBA deal of the NBA deal as a whole. So when things like this happen, if you got to adjust and watch accordingly, because you don't adjust and watch accordingly, all you're going to be doing is fussing about the days of old, and it's old. You feel me? That's all. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, we can't howl at the moon no more, man. Like you said, C. Perry, you have to be able to adapt, adjust,
Mm-hmm.
and live in that area. And that's just the time that we in. I'm not a fan of it, but I understand what the NBA trying to do. They're trying to get as many homes
Exactly.
and as many phones as you can. So we get that. We understand that. The NFL has done that. All these
And
leagues follow the template of the
thank
NFL.
you. And especially what you just said, phones.
Yep.
Okay. You got to get folks where they at.
Yeah,
You got to get folks where they at. One of my favorite quotes when it comes to information, the late great Black Eagle, the Joe Madison, used to always say, "Put it where the goats can eat it."
Mm.
And that's what these deals are, putting it where the goats can consume it. Period.
Yeah. Want to be as accessible as you can. You guys know that with a great network and a Sideline Junkie Podcast Network. You guys everywhere. TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I'm probably forgetting something. Spotify. Wherever you get your podcast from. You everywhere because you want everyone to hit. And that's what the NBA is trying to do. Let's let everyone see the product. We want to point out Steph Curry. We want to point out Wembanyama. We want to point out
exactly.
Whoever.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, we went over our normal 30 minutes, but I think we did right in going over those 30 minutes. Remember, you can catch the Nothing But Net Wednesdays, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Facebook Live, and X. Audio version of this right here show will be available on Thursdays on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. And then make sure you go like, subscribe, and follow the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network on all of our social media platforms. So, just to wrap it, hold on. Before we wrap it, Midnight Rider, tell the folks what's going on tomorrow.
Tomorrow we have the Thursday Night Throwdown from 7:30 to 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, we will have a special NFL live draft show. We will be going through the picks. We're going to try to go through as many picks as we possibly can. Last year, Jack and I soldiered up and did all 32 picks. I think we went 3 hours and 17 minutes.
Woo.
Yes, Josh, there were bathroom breaks involved.
Is there gonna be a bathroom break tomorrow? Can I go to the bathroom tomorrow?
Yeah. All you gotta do is we got the. I don't know if you've seen. I don't know what kind of access you have to our stuff, but we have a private chat in the thing, and most of the time we send notes in the private chat, like when you doing stuff and stuff like that. If you don't have the private chat, all you do is text me, and just like we kind of did earlier, and when you shoot me the text, you say, "Hey, I'm gonna be off screen for a couple minutes." Trust me, we're gonna have so many people because there's probably 40 Commanders fans, so we probably be on the Commanders until like pick 12 because so many people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm actually planning not to even give my thoughts on the Commanders pick because I just want to see what everybody else says.
I haven't decided if I'm going to jump in or not, but I might jump in before the number 2 pick. Just to make sure that my team, my New York Jets, select Arvell Reese, which is what they should do. But that's for tomorrow.
Yep. So that's tomorrow. Like I said, we're gonna try to go as long as we can, man. Last year we had a blast. Jack and I, like, I looked at Jack at pick 22. I was like, yo, let's just get out of here. He was like, dude, we done came this far. We might as well ride it out the last 10. So we rode out the last 10, man. It was a tough next day, but yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to Sideline Junkie Podcast Network, the NFL draft coverage. I will definitely be watching. I will definitely hop in. You feel me? You got it. So.
But before we do that, if you haven't gotten a chance, last night the fellas at Highly Opinionated dropped the episode with Josh, myself, and Jeff, and we did our own version of a mock draft. Each person got 11 teams, so we ended up going to the first pick of the second round, which is your Jets. Everybody got to pick for their team. So Dallas is Jeff's team, Tampa Bay is Josh's team, my team is Commanders. So you got to pick for your own team, and then after that, you just got 10 picks, kind of randomly throughout the whole thing. So it was good times. So check that out. That's available right now on YouTube. So you can check it out, pull it up, and knock yourself out.
Absolutely. I appreciate the shameless plug, Midnight Rider. Both of you guys have had the privilege and honor of being on Highly Opinionated. You guys, along with the fans and the people that like the show, you guys make Highly Opinionated what it is. I'm sure no one wants to just see me sit on the camera and talk sports. It would be educational because I could teach you something, but it's not fun. It's not going back. You need some of that. So I'm forever grateful for you guys for giving your time out today to come on Highly Opinionated. And let me say this, I've said this before, I'll say it again. No matter how hard it was for me to get in this chair, I wouldn't be in this chair at 7:30. Now, I might not have a shirt on, might have a beat on, might have a hat on. I don't know what I'm gonna have on, but you feel me? I'm gonna be here. You guys have been nothing but supportive for me, so I'm always gonna be there for y'all. Y'all know that. I appreciate y'all tremendously.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you, nephew. I mean, seriously. And look, we're gonna keep this going through the end of the playoffs.
I'm here, baby.
Through the draft. Look, through the NBA draft and through free agency in July. Okay. It like I said, it's nothing but net. It's Josh, Midnight Rider. My name is C. Perry II. Yo, Midnight Rider. Yo, man, hit that outro and always remember, fall back, baby. Swish.
Fall back.